It was a bright, crisp spring morning in Washington, D.C., the kind of day when the city hums with political energy and every corner whispers the promise of change. Barron Trump, the youngest son of the sitting president of the United States, was about to host a high-profile fundraiser for a new youth leadership initiative aimed at empowering the next generation of American leaders. The event was scheduled to take place at the historic Grand Marquis Hotel, a venue known for its elegance and tradition of hosting prominent political and social events. Excitement buzzed in the air among the event organizers, supporters, and staff. Barron, though only 17, had quickly become a rising star in political circles, charismatic, poised, and passionate about making a difference beyond the shadow of his famous family name. Invitations had been sent to politicians, business leaders, and influencers nationwide. The event was expected to draw significant media attention, both supportive and critical, but the Trump family was ready for the spotlight. Yet, beneath the polished surface of this grand occasion, tensions were brewing. As the preparations reached their final stages, the hotel's general manager, Claire Bennett, was confronted with a decision that would shock everyone. Claire was a no-nonsense woman in her early 40s, known for her strict adherence to policies and her unyielding stance on professionalism. She had been with the Grand Marquis for over a decade, witnessing countless events unfold, but this one was unlike any other. 2 days before the fundraiser, Claire called an emergency meeting with her senior staff. She revealed a discovery that sent ripples through the hotel's management team. Credible sources had alerted her to potential security risks linked to the event. There were rumors of planned protests by radical groups, and some anonymous threats had been made against the hotel's premises on social media. Despite multiple reassurances from the Trump team and local law enforcement that all measures would be in place, Claire remained resolute. The safety of the hotel's guests, employees, and the property was paramount. She had the authority to cancel any event that posed an undue risk, and she was prepared to exercise it if necessary. The decision was not an easy one. Claire understood the political weight behind Barron Trump's fundraiser. Canceling it would undoubtedly provoke a media firestorm, accusations of bias, and political backlash. Yet, after consulting with security experts and analyzing the risk assessments, she made a bold and controversial choice. The fundraiser would be shut down. On the morning of the event, the hotel lobby was a whirlwind of activity. Guests had begun to arrive, elegantly dressed and eager to participate. Reporters and cameramen gathered in anticipation of the speeches and the high-profile attendees. Barron Trump himself was en route, accompanied by his security detail and campaign staff, confident and ready to make his mark. Suddenly, a hotel spokesperson stepped onto the lobby stage and announced, due to unforeseen and serious security concerns, the Grand Marquis Hotel has made the difficult decision to cancel today's scheduled fundraiser for Barron Trump's youth leadership initiative. The announcement stunned the crowd into silence. Whispers erupted and many looked around in disbelief. Barron's team scrambled to respond, but Claire's decision was final. Barron arrived shortly after, greeted by flashing cameras and reporters shouting questions. With calm determination, he stepped forward to address the crowd. This fundraiser was meant to be a moment of unity and hope for America's youth, Barron said, his voice steady but edged with disappointment. While I respect the hotel's responsibility to ensure safety, I believe this decision silences an important cause and fuels division. The hotel manager, Claire, appeared beside him for a tense confrontation that would soon escalate into a public debate unfolding right in the hotel lobby. Claire, with a composed yet firm demeanor, explained, "My job is to protect everyone here. That means making tough decisions when threats are real. This is not about politics, it's about safety and responsibility." As tensions rose, the crowd split into two camps, supporters of Barron Trump accusing the hotel of political bias and opponents applauding the manager for standing up to potential chaos. The debate intensified, drawing in local politicians, media pundits, and everyday citizens who had gathered to witness the spectacle. What happened next would not just be a clash of opinions, it would expose deep fractures within American society and ignite a nationwide conversation about security, free speech, and political courage. The tension in the Grand Marquis Hotel lobby was palpable. The murmur of whispers had turned into a roar of voices, and what began as a formal announcement spiraled into a fiery public debate. Barron Trump stood firm, flanked by his advisors and a growing crowd of supporters who refused to accept the shutdown as anything other than an attack on their cause. Opposite him, Claire Bennett, the hotel manager, held her ground with a steely gaze, calm but unwavering. Her decision had sparked outrage among many but also applause from those who felt the security concerns were justified or, at the very least, warranted a measured response. Canceling this fundraiser is a political move disguised as a safety precaution, Barron said, his voice carrying through the lobby as dozens of smartphones recorded every word. Our youth leadership initiative isn't a threat, it's a promise for America's future. And I won't let fear stop us. Claire stepped forward, addressing the crowd with the same clear authority she wielded behind the scenes. Mr. Trump, this isn't about politics or fear, it's about facts. Threats against this hotel and its guests were made public. Our responsibility is to prevent harm. I wish there was another way, but the safety of everyone here comes first. The crowd grew louder, some shouting in support of Barron, others backing Claire's cautious stance. News crews, sensing a viral story unfolding, live-streamed the confrontation, their cameras capturing every heated exchange. A middle-aged man in a sharp suit stepped into the fray. Congressman David Reynolds, a prominent Democrat known for his fiery rhetoric, seized the moment. Claire made the right call, he said. In times like these, we must prioritize security and peace over political showmanship. Too often, events like this attract those who want to disrupt, not dialogue. Barron's supporters bristled. This is just another example of politicians and institutions trying to silence conservative voices, shouted a young woman holding a Trump 2024 sign. We're not going anywhere. Another voice rang out. A local journalist, Maria Torres, stepped forward with a question that cut to the core of the debate. Is this a decision based solely on security concerns? Or is there pressure from political groups influencing the hotel's choice? Claire's expression tightened slightly. I can assure you this decision was made independently, based on security assessments and advice from law enforcement. But the allegations persisted, and the crowd's division deepened. Some argued the hotel had caved to anti-Trump activists threatening protests, while others praised Claire for putting safety over partisan politics. Barron, seeing an opportunity to regain control, called for calm. We all want America to be safe and united. Let's not let fear divide us. This fundraiser was about bringing people together, not tearing them apart. At that moment, an unexpected voice emerged from the back of the room, a hotel security officer named Mark Daniels, a veteran who had been with the Grand Marquis for years. I've seen the threats, Mark said gravely. They're real and they're credible. We've increased security patrols around the hotel. But there's no way to guarantee complete safety when tensions are this high. His words added a sobering reality to the debate. The event was not just another political gathering, it had become a flashpoint in an increasingly polarized nation. The hotel's board of directors, watching remotely, was now scrambling. The negative headlines were mounting by the minute. Hotel manager shuts down Trump fundraiser, political bias or safety first, and Barron Trump confronts hotel over event cancellation. Social media exploded, with hashtags trending on both sides. Meanwhile, Barron's team quickly regrouped, vowing to move the fundraiser to another location. This isn't over, Barron told his staff. We'll find a way to get our message out no matter what obstacles we face. As the crowd slowly dispersed, the hotel lobby remained charged with the energy of a nation grappling with its divisions, the lines between safety, politics, and free speech more blurred than ever. The aftermath of the Grand Marquis Hotel shutdown quickly turned into a high-stakes chess game behind the polished veneer of Washington's political and media arenas. Barron Trump's fundraiser cancellation was no longer just a local hotel dispute, it had exploded into a national spectacle dissected by politicians, pundits, and the public alike. Inside a sleek conference room at Trump Tower, Barron sat with his closest advisors, his expression a mix of frustration and determination. His fundraiser wasn't just an event, it was a symbol of his vision to unite young Americans around leadership, opportunity, and hope. The hotel's decision had robbed him of that moment, but he was far from defeated. We need to pivot fast, Barron said, his voice steady but charged with urgency. Let's secure a new venue, someplace where we can guarantee safety and make a bigger impact. His chief strategist, Olivia Chin, nodded. I've already reached out to several venues downtown. Some are hesitant due to the media frenzy, but a few are willing if we beef up security. Meanwhile, across town in a dimly lit office, Claire Bennett was facing intense pressure from multiple fronts. The hotel board was demanding a detailed explanation of her decision, worried about the financial fallout and the barrage of public criticism. Claire remained resolute but felt the weight of the storm. Her phone buzzed incessantly with calls from reporters, political operatives, and concerned staff. She knew this was bigger than any event she had ever managed. But to her, the principle was clear: protecting people's safety came before politics or profit. In an exclusive interview with a major news network, Claire defended her actions with measured conviction. This was not a political decision. We received credible threats and consulted extensively with law enforcement. My priority was to ensure no one was put at risk. The interview only fueled the debate. On conservative talk shows, commentators accused Claire and the hotel of capitulating to left-wing pressure, framing it as a dangerous precedent for silencing conservative voices. On liberal platforms, she was hailed as a courageous manager standing up to potentially violent disruptions. The media storm grew fiercer when a leaked internal email surfaced, allegedly showing Claire discussing the possibility of canceling the event to avoid PR nightmares. The Trump camp pounced on this as proof of bias, while Claire insisted the email was taken out of context and focused on logistics, not politics. Adding fuel to the fire, protests began forming outside the Grand Marquis. Supporters of Barron Trump gathered with signs and chants demanding the event be reinstated, while counter-protesters accused them of inciting division and ignoring legitimate security concerns. Congressional leaders weighed in, with both parties issuing statements. Some Republicans condemned the cancellation as an attack on free speech and political fairness, demanding investigations. Some Democrats urged calm and praised the hotel for prioritizing safety in a volatile climate. Amid this chaos, Barron's team announced a new date and location for the fundraiser, a secure, private estate outside the city with tight security measures. Invitations were redistributed and the media was invited under strict guidelines. But the question loomed large: had the damage already been done? The canceled fundraiser became a symbol of America's deepening divides, raising questions about security versus liberty, political bias, and the future of public discourse. In the quiet moments between the media battles and protests, Barron found himself reflecting on what it truly meant to lead. Was this just the beginning of a difficult path forward, or a signal of the obstacles ahead in a polarized nation? One thing was certain: the debate sparked in the Grand Marquis Hotel lobby was far from over. It had exposed wounds and raised questions that would continue to reverberate across the country in political halls, living rooms, and online forums alike. The day of the rescheduled fundraiser arrived under a cloud of heightened security and tense anticipation. The private estate where Barron Trump's youth leadership event was to be held was tucked away in the rolling hills just outside Washington, D.C. Its gates were guarded by an elite security detail, and the guest list had been pared down to essential attendees, from influential political figures to key donors and youth leaders eager to support the cause. Despite the efforts to control the atmosphere, the shadow of the Grand Marquis cancellation still loomed large. Media outlets camped outside the estate gates, reporters speculating on whether the event could truly proceed without disruption. Social media continued to buzz, some applauding Barron's resilience and others questioning the legitimacy of the fundraiser itself. Inside, Barron moved through the crowd with a determined calmness that belied his age. His speech would be the centerpiece of the night, a chance to reaffirm his vision for America's future and address the controversy that had engulfed his initial plans. As the event began, an unexpected development took shape. Among the guests was Senator Grace Holloway, a Democrat known for her pragmatic approach and rare willingness to cross party lines. Grace had previously expressed skepticism about the Trump family's politics, but tonight she was here not as a critic but as a bridge. Taking the stage after Barron's opening remarks, Senator Holloway delivered a powerful message. Tonight isn't about party politics or division. It's about investing in our youth, the next generation who will inherit the challenges we face today. I stand here because leadership isn't about labels, it's about vision and courage. Her words caught many by surprise, including members of Barron's team. The room responded with a standing ovation, a moment of unity that briefly cut through the partisan fog. But unity was fragile. Just as the event appeared to be gaining momentum, a sudden commotion erupted near the entrance. A group of protesters, having circumvented security, began chanting slogans, their voices rising into the evening air. Security personnel moved swiftly to contain the disruption, but the intrusion underscored the risks that had haunted the fundraiser from the start. Barron's security detail quickly escorted him to a secure room where he could continue the event via a live feed, an emergency measure that tempered the evening but didn't silence it. Back in the main hall, the debate about free speech and safety reignited among the guests. Some argued that the protesters had a right to be heard, while others insisted that such disruptions only served to deepen divides. Claire Bennett, invited as a guest to witness the rescheduled event, observed from the sidelines. She and Barron had exchanged respectful nods earlier, a silent acknowledgement of their shared, if contested, commitment to responsibility and leadership. Later, in a private moment, Barron approached Claire. "Thank you for standing by your decision even when it wasn't popular," he said sincerely. "I know you did what you thought was right." Claire nodded. "And I respect your persistence. This isn't the end of the road, it's just another chapter." Leadership means facing hard choices. As the night wound down, the fundraiser achieved a modest success. Though overshadowed by protests and controversy, it had brought together a diverse group of Americans willing to listen, debate, and envision a future beyond the political noise. But the story was far from over. The events of the past week had ignited a firestorm in American politics and society. A debate about security, free speech, political bias, and the challenges of leadership in a divided nation. Barron Trump's journey was no longer just about a fundraiser. It had become a microcosm of the broader struggle to heal and unite. As attendees departed, many knew the debate sparked in the Grand Marquis Hotel lobby and rekindled at the estate would continue to shape conversations for months, maybe years, to come. In the days following the fundraiser, the political and social ripples continued to spread far beyond the private estate's grounds. The saga of the shutdown, the heated lobby debate, and the rescheduled event became a defining moment in the nation's ongoing struggle with division, security, and free speech. For Barron Trump, the experience was both a crucible and a catalyst. In interviews and speeches, he emphasized a message of resilience, unity, and the importance of youth engagement in politics. "Leadership means standing firm when the world tries to knock you down," he told one national broadcast. "It means listening to all voices, even those who disagree. And it means never losing sight of the future we want to build together." Political analysts dissected the story from every angle. Some framed the hotel manager's decision as emblematic of the growing tensions between private institutions and public political movements, a delicate balancing act between safety and democratic expression. Others viewed Barron's determination to press on despite obstacles as a sign of a new generation stepping into the spotlight with boldness and vision. Social media, as always, was a battleground. Supporters hailed Barron as a courageous young leader facing unfair opposition, while critics accused him of exacerbating divisions. Hashtags like #StandWithBarron and #SafetyFirst trended simultaneously, reflecting the country's polarized climate. Meanwhile, Claire Bennett returned to her role at the Grand Marquis Hotel with a cautious optimism. The controversy had tested her leadership, but it had also opened a broader conversation about the responsibilities of businesses in politically charged environments. She began working closely with law enforcement and community leaders to develop new protocols aimed at ensuring safety while respecting free speech rights, an effort many hoped would serve as a model for other venues. Behind the scenes, a surprising development emerged. Claire and Barron, once seen as adversaries, started collaborating on a public forum designed to bring together young leaders, community organizers, and security experts. Their shared experience had revealed common ground, a commitment to dialogue, safety, and progress amid division. As the forum took shape, it symbolized something larger, the possibility that even the most contentious moments could become opportunities for growth and understanding. For America, the story of the Grand Marquis Hotel shutdown and Barron Trump's fundraiser became a touchstone, a reflection of the nation's deep challenges and its enduring hope. The road ahead remained uncertain, marked by debates over rights, responsibilities, and the kind of leadership America needed. But one thing was clear, the voices of a new generation, like Barron's, were rising, demanding to be heard, navigating obstacles, and shaping the future of a nation still striving to find its way. In the days following the fundraiser, the political and social ripples continued to spread far beyond the private estate's grounds. The saga of the shutdown, the heated lobby debate, and the rescheduled event became a defining moment in the nation's ongoing struggle with division, security, and free speech. For Barron Trump, the experience was both a crucible and a catalyst. In interviews and speeches, he emphasized a message of resilience, unity, and the importance of youth engagement in politics. "Leadership means standing firm when the world tries to knock you down," he told one national broadcast. It means listening to all voices, even those who disagree. And it means never losing sight of the future we want to build. Together. Political analysts dissected the story from every angle. Some framed the hotel manager's decision as emblematic of the growing tensions between private institutions and public political movements. A delicate balancing act between safety and democratic expression. Others viewed Barron's determination to press on despite obstacles as a sign of a new generation stepping into the spotlight with boldness and vision. Social media, as always, was a battleground. Supporters hailed Barron as a courageous young leader facing unfair opposition, while critics accused him of exacerbating divisions. Hashtags like #StandWithBarron and #SafetyFirst trended simultaneously, reflecting the country's polarized climate. Meanwhile, Claire Bennett returned to her role at the Grand Marquis Hotel with a cautious optimism. The controversy had tested her leadership, but it had also opened a broader conversation about the responsibilities of businesses in politically charged environments. She began working closely with law enforcement and community leaders to develop new protocols aimed at ensuring safety while respecting free speech rights, an effort many hoped would serve as a model for other venues. Behind the scenes, a surprising development emerged. Claire and Barron, once seen as adversaries, started collaborating on a public forum designed to bring together young leaders, community organizers, and security experts. Their shared experience had revealed common ground, a commitment to dialogue, safety, and progress amid division. As the forum took shape, it symbolized something larger, the possibility that even the most contentious moments could become opportunities for growth and understanding. For America, the story of the Grand Marquis Hotel shutdown and Barron Trump's fundraiser became a touchstone, a reflection of the nation's deep challenges and its enduring hope. The road ahead remained uncertain, marked by debates over rights, responsibilities, and the kind of leadership America needed. But one thing was clear, the voices of a new generation, like Barron's, were rising. Demanding to be heard, navigating obstacles, and shaping the future of a nation still striving to find its way.